Type Soul just updated, and there's been some amazing quality of life improvements. For one, you can now actually see your cooldowns when you use a move, which I think is huge. But first, let's get into the codes. Up first, we got Eduardo carrying. Wow, that's a good code. Another one. And a third. I actually gave 2 more codes. Here we go. And in grand total, let's see what those codes gave us. Got 160 element rerolls, 220 weapon, 140 locked clan rerolls, 50 sword color, 35 face and eye rerolls, 1 flash step, 15 eye color, 2 locked black elixirs, 20 mask rerolls, and 1 variant reroll. I am recording this at 5 AM because I just woke up, so my bad, but let's get into the patch notes. Alright, let's get on to the patch notes. Although these are a little shorter compared to the last ones, there's been some big content, I think. There's a brand new Quincy legendary weapon, Great Lance, a new Rancor legendary weapon, Serpentite Breaker, and Cerocrusher. I think this one is actually Hakata locked, but it's the Hakata Keto one that you can use. There's a new Rancor rare weapon, new mythical Snake Res, which is Terumi. Zaguna's being added later, but at least we have the res now. New Hakata Universal Unstable. Ooh, that's huge. Acid Segunda. Acid is actually such a sleeper partial. So good. Black Flash has been reworked and now functions as a universal ultra skill. So that means you could be running it with any skill tree. You could run it with speed, and I think that's going to be great, especially for Yamato players. But we'll have to see if it's better than Serum W. I might make a build. During weekends, boosted drop rates is activated for boss raids and all in-game raids, ranked, clan wars, and arena. AFK will start with a 10 Solian streak in weekends. So if you're trying to grind out some loot, you probably do want to be doing it on the weekends. That's actually really huge. This will probably hurt the Type Soul trade and market, but you know, whatever. Added top HP bar for raid bosses and Bankai bosses. That is huge, because if you're ever fighting a Bankai boss, like I was recently fighting Benihime, I did not know how much health he was having. Like I literally ran out of Wizard bar because he kept healing. Hovering over bars such as health and raid now shows their percentage, so now you can actually see how much damage your moves are doing, which I think is huge. So if you're testing moves, yeah, wow, this does 3% damage. Like although we don't have like the actual HP damage, you could actually I guess you could calculate it yourself. Percentage and then your max HP. Whatever. Cooldown indicator after a skill is used, like I showed earlier. Boss raid UI is more consistent. That's a good fix. Fixed odd discrepancies and re-rolling alongside mismatched rarity texts. Yeah, if you rolled like a legendary weapon, it would just say rare. I rolled dagger and it was a rare. Fixed issues with the barber custom clothing. That's good, because it was voiding some people's custom clothing or just not working earlier today. Remove the lunch and Bioregan axe. I don't know why they did that. I don't think it was that much of a problem. Fix Spirit Axe being hit, still keeping on charging the skill. Fix Razor's Edge, killing you if you're in Mortal Ties. I'm pretty sure it like threw you off the map. Like I got hit by it in a Mortal Tie and it just killed me. Fix Razor's Edge, cringe breaking you if you didn't hit someone. That's good. They fixed the variant reroll, and I'm assuming that's why they gave a free one, because if you used it earlier, it just voided your stuff. It's sometimes spawning in with no clothing. Yeah, that was kind of a weird bug. Upon joining, if you have items that doesn't exist, it'll be automatically set to empty. I think this is to prevent illegal builds. Like, they made some changes as well that are pretty good. Rukon doesn't have a ranked ban anymore. Nice. Alright, balancing. True Blood now reduces the amount of blood you get back from parrying. I do not know why they nerfed True Blood, but good one, I guess. Kane hitbox increased, Borin stun reduced, range and posture damage increased. Wizard damage variant hero pen reduced 50 to 20%. Wow, that is a big nerf to Wizard. Hero variant damage buff increased 4 to 5, damage increased 7 to 10. That's a big buff. I actually might run hero over charge now. Dodge variant 40 to 30. Oh jeez, that's gonna be annoying. Everyone's dodging all my moves. Blood variant defense is buffed from 5 to 10% in Let's. Increased posture on Suyan. I'm not even gonna pronounce that. Zaraki, Jaeger, Jackers, and Do. All universal weapons are 50 SP now. Ooh. You can now run Murasama at 50 skill, at 50 kendo. This is huge, because with Murasama before, you were actually like a tank. You couldn't move anywhere unless you used like a move, because you had no flash step mastery. Yamato Quincy crit stuns the user if parried. Thank God. They used to just keep running at you, and you just had to parry all this stuff. Unpunishable move. Reduce startup on fear extension. Reduce posture damage on splitting thunder. Flurry has a proper startup now, and when prison projectile disappears after 3 seconds. Wraith and lag reduced. Increased windup on needle inflection. Reduce posture damage on silent approach. That's a pretty good nerf to Susanbachi, I think. Silent approach, sometimes you get caught off guard by it. Crescent relief doesn't scale anymore with the damage on posture, but instead does 35 damage always. This is, I'm pretty sure, a nerf to crescent relief, because with max posture you could do upwards of like 60 damage or something like that. But it's an alright change. I think having a consistent damage is a little better. We'll see. Rise in damage increased. I think they did this earlier, but he's just reposting it. Yeah. Seraph Scourge windup increased. Ice Shunko ground crit hitbox increased. Ice Shunko ground crit stun slightly increased. Ice Shunko air crit damage increased. So they're buffing Ice Shunko to make it somewhat viable. Fire Shunko soft cripples after grab. Yeah, they're trying to make these other ones good, because Wind Shunko is the only good one in my opinion, or before it was the only good one. Fire Shunko knockback reduced and ragdoll stun time reduced. SR Murasama and lag decreased. They're trying to make it slightly more viable, but the crits are still bad because they only last a second now, on the forward crit at least. Taekwondo crit windup increased, good. Rageful leap range decreased. It's a big nerf to Berserk. I made a vid with it earlier, but unfortunate to see. Arankar Murasama cooldown increased, good. Wait, guard breaks now? Oh my, Arankar Murasama's broken now. You have like a Grand Ray Cero crit and it guard breaks? What? Alright, well they can buff Arankar Murasama, but just keep gunning SR Murasama, thanks. Arankar Murasama windup increased considerably. Alright, maybe that'll make it fair. Windup on Bionic increased, hopefully it won't be true after Sonata now. Phoenix Cinderbolt's cooldown increased. 1-inch punch cooldown increase. Now they can only use it 8 times in Segunda and take away like 10 bars of damage, or like 16 bars of damage. Thanks guys. Pantera Segunda crit ragdoll time decreased. Raging Demon is not counterable anymore. That's a good change. Move lunge on Barragan Axe crit. I'm pretty sure they said this earlier, or maybe I'm having deja vu. We'll see. Serum W hitbox indirectly buffed. I thought it was fine before, but I'll take it. I'm a speed user. Increase SP requirement for Byakurai, 3 to 8. It's a nerf to my people who put 5 into Keto instead of 5 into Kendo. Decreased SP requirement for Sarrow Burst. Decreased SP requirement for Blooming Cut. This is a big one. This will prevent a lot of the runners out there, so you might be able to actually catch up with them. Bomb Kick stun increased. I don't think this was needed. I think Explode was actually pretty good on its own. Firing Fist stun increased. Okay, so they're buffing Explode Shrifts all around. Blitz Cascade damage for bomb reduced. That's a good one. And I think that's it. Let me see. Yeah, these guys are just yapping. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye.